Smiling official lyrics and meaning, verse 1. I know that I gotta hide, wish the world was on my side, try to deal with everything, many moments fleeing from my mind. Okay, so verse 1, basically I wrote this song in kind of a darker place, and it's just about feeling like the world is completely against you and like you have to hide from the world because the world just doesn't feel like you're good enough and the world doesn't really care about you, and also almost disassociating in a way when it says many moments fleeing from my mind, of just like not even being able to live in the moment because you're just trying to get through life. If that makes sense. Can't even tell myself, how can I tell somebody else that I'm in misery and pain so insane, and it's driving me crazy. This is about when you go through a hard time and you just can't really accept the reality of your life. And it's like people say you're supposed to talk about something when you're going through a hard time, but you can't even, I don't know if you've ever felt this way, but I felt this way where if there's something I'm really upset about, sometimes I can't even say it out loud. So it's like I can't even tell myself, how can I tell somebody what's happening? I just can't even admit it or accept it to myself, you know, and because it's just difficult. Pre-chorus. Right and wrong I have to figure out. When I'm feeling up, life always brings me down. So I know for me, I always try to be a positive person. I believe in positivity so much, but sometimes it's really hard to be positive and you almost have to force yourself to be positive, and then it can be hard because you start to feel up and you start to get that little bit of positive, and then, you know, something happens and you get brought back down again and you're like, oh, why does that happen? It can be super frustrating and disheartening. Chorus. I'd rather be lost than ever be found. Try all they want, they'll never figure me out. People never care about who you are, so why would I show them all of my scars? Rather be lost than ever be found. You can try all you want, you'll never figure me out. People never care about who you are. Why would I show them all of my scars? Okay, so these are kind of interesting. There's a lot of meanings to these. Part of it is kind of like, I don't know, like I don't want to open up in that way. I don't feel like opening up to people. Why should I have to open up? And also another way of, why are you entitled to the information of like knowing things in a little bit of a way, which maybe isn't the healthiest thing, but also feeling like, well, because here's the thing. I think sometimes when you're going through something difficult, you have to be careful about what you share with people, because it can be very dangerous if you're going through something and you talk to somebody and then they completely invalidate how you're feeling. That's the worst. So in some ways, I know it can be such a protection and a defense mechanism to be like, you don't care, so why would I show you my scars, you know? Like, you're just gonna be like, oh, it'll get better, you'll get through it. So it's like, why would I even share? You know what I mean? I don't know. Post-chorus. Keep you in the dark, hide you from my heart, 'cause I'm smiling. Yeah, I'm smiling on the outside, knowing from the start, tearing me apart. But I'm dying. Yeah, I'm dying on the inside. So, basically, yeah, it's smiling on the outside or dying on the inside, because I think all of us are kind of carrying a struggle and carrying hardships that we don't really feel like we can share with people or feel like people will care. And also, in some ways, we're kind of coping with what we're going through ourselves. So sometimes you don't even just put on a happy face to like impress other people, but you just put on a happy face for yourself just to get through it and just to get through the day in a way, which is a bummer, but it happens. Anyways, verse 2. Try to change the way I feel. Cheap talks won't work on me. Wanna know if this is real? I'll show the face I want you to see. Yeah, so basically it's like, I'll let you know who I want to see, and it's basically in that way of kind of wanting to control what you tell people and control what you share in a little bit, and also just being like, because sometimes people try, but they just don't really help. You know what I mean? And like, they want to help you, but they don't really help. And it's just like, yeah, the cheap talks won't work on me. And it's so hard, because I don't mean to hate on the other people, because I feel this way too when people come to me and they're dealing with depression, and sometimes it's hard, you don't know what to say. So you're just like, it'll get better, but sometimes that can be the worst thing and the most annoying thing to hear when you're going through it. And it's a difficult situation. So yeah, but also try to change the way I feel. I feel like it was really important that I put that in there to show that, especially in this situation, it's not just like being in a hard place. It's like that active battle of trying to make things better every single day and trying to change it. Because sometimes if you want things to change, there needs to be action. Anyways, second part of the second verse. Show the face I want you to see. Been days since I last slept, so many thoughts left to forget, but my dreams set me free. Every day must believe in a new reality. This is interesting because the first part is obviously like, it's almost like hanging on to the past of like so many thoughts left to forget, because the past can be hard to forget, and you can get like a little, almost like PTSD of like fixating on things that happen, or like you feel things that happen, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. They can like keep you up at night, but you really do have to look forward, because at this point the past is irrelevant. So it's just about going forward and being like, and having that dream and being like, I have to believe in a new reality, and I have to believe that I can get through this season or get through these hard times, and that there will be something better. Like I have to, that's what keeps me going. Because I think in a hard time, that really is what keeps you going, is having that faith, even if it's just a mustard seed of faith. They say a mustard seed of faith can get you through anything. So, I know I'm not alone, but I'm losing doubt. Try to keep the faith, but I don't know how. This can be hard because, you know, yeah, you want to keep the faith. You're like, you're like, I know I'm not alone. I know God's here. I know it. But it can be very easy to have those doubts and to have those weak moments. But at the end of the day, I think it's just about trying every day and living every day the best you can. And even I know for me, I literally will just live in constant prayer. Be like, God, hear me. God, I'm here. Whew, I feel you. Even if I don't totally feel you, we're going to get through this day. It's going to be good. If anything I'm saying makes any sense. This is a very emotional song for me. And then, there's a side of me you won't see. No, you'll never meet the real me. So yeah, this is just a part, like, because humans are so complex. And sometimes there's so many parts of us that nobody will ever get to see and maybe understand. Bye. Hope you love the song.